Good morning. Good morning to you. Afolabi Ashanike Ismail Prince. Good morning, sir. How are you, sir? I said happy birthday to you. I hope you received my message. Good morning, Lara James. Chika Udide, good morning. Bimbo, good morning, my dear. Thank you, dear. You can only try your best. Yeah, you can only try your best. Hello. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Eshigan. Eshigan. No problem. Bye. The caller just called to congratulate me on this case this morning. I purposely just show it for you. We've done so many of this type in my career, but I intentionally want to just publicize it, just for people to know that it's not all that bad on what they are saying about it. Depends on who handle the case. But I'd like to welcome you on board one by one. I have time for you because I am not in the office. I'm still in my suit, in my hotel suit. And I'm still in Wales, you know. I'm not leaving Wales until tomorrow anyway. So I'm still in South Newport, Wales, you know. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I woke on the music. But it was a sleepless night work for me because it was messed up by 4 or 5 lawyers already. And I only took it on last week. So it gives me a lot of headache. But a lot of people don't see it when I have that headache. I don't show it. But it does give me a headache, you know, when I want to research and get information correct to the Secretary of State before court case. Because the most important thing is to get the case across, get your argument across before the day, so that you don't have to repeat yourself on things, you know. But I only took on the case last week. I was going to send an errand boy to go and represent me. But something said to me that, go and do it yourself. I'll take all the glory. So it's fine, I'm happy. I just want us to enjoy the music. But you can see the view of it in court today, briefly, because we're not allowed to record in court. And I'm a court officer. So the ethic of the profession must always be adhered to. But I intentionally did it. You know. Thank you, Adi Fasasi. Thank you. Professionalism at its best. Thank you. So it's not about party. People can see now. We party a little bit just to take off stress. Ask Patrick. Good morning, my dear. Good morning, Yeti. Good morning, everybody coming on one by one. Good morning. We are time together today. We are here together today. Because I don't have other jobs to do today except taking phone calls from you and answering queries from the office and dealing with any other matters pertaining to office till 5:30. So I am not in a hurry. You see, there are some things that we need to understand. What I notice about Nigeria is that they are always in a hurry to get things done. And when you are too much in a hurry, you make mistake, you know. Good morning, mademoiselle. You are a Frenchman. Good morning, bonjour. Good morning, monsieur. You know. Good morning, sir. Good morning, monsieur. Good morning, Bukola. How are you? Things needs to be done accordingly, and there's always a way for us to do things, but sometimes we get mixed up. Good morning to you, Princess Adenike. How are you? Morenike, thank you for joining us. Mutaya Adone. Olubukola, good morning. Good morning, Oleyinka. Olisa, Olayinka Olisa, good morning to you. Good morning to you all for coming on one by one. A great pleasure and honor to have you guys on my line all the time. And like I said to you, I'm going to get you all the CDs which I have ordered for. You know, I will get it to my clients at first and then to my fans at best. You know, definitely I am a woman with my word. So I will not promise without fulfilling it. Good morning to you, Cynthia Chikondi. Thank you for joining us, Ezimo here. Bimbola Shulebo. You see me in my office, then you will know much about it. I am not disclosing that much. Peculiar to that case. I love that English. Let me see what you have done on your proxy. I'll be able to advise you. Let me see what you have done in your case, and then I'll be able to advise you. I'm not saying you should leave your lawyer, but I can advise you on it. The precedent is mine, and I will not release the precedent. You can call me now. Wales is in England. It's the same number in the United Kingdom. Wales is in the United Kingdom, isn't it? So you should be able to call me now. So why are you struggling? If you come with it, I'll look at it, then I will advise you. You understand? Case is based on individual matter, case by case. You understand? But if you have similar matter, then you will go through in the similar way that I went through today. But let me see it, you know, and then I'll be able to advise you. Inbox me, you will locate me when you inbox me. Are you in London? Inbox me, Temitope, and then I will give you the description how to get me. Get to me. Welcome on board. Faith Adiola Rojas. I know you very well. You always tell me. Welcome, Faith Adiola Rojas. I want to welcome you all on board one by one. It's 11:05 in the United Kingdom. 11:05 in the United Kingdom. You know, in Wales, so it's the same time in London, so it's England and Wales. Your passport, if you carry British passport, it will say England and Wales. England and Wales. Thank you. Olayinka Olisa, perfection, you are highly blessed. Beauty plus brain. Thank you. You're flattering me. Thank you. I know I'm not a dull person, you know, but I give God all the glory and adoration. Thank you so much for that word. Thank you so much, Yinka Olisa. Thank you so much. I have responded, my friend. You know who you are. I have responded. I don't want to mention your name, but I have responded. I have replied back to the email. Yeah, I have replied back to the email. As soon as I leave this line, we'll talk. I will call you on WhatsApp after I leave chat. I want to talk about retain right of residence. I really want to expatiate on the retain right of residence. I want us to focus, you know. Let's leave the music aside and let's see exactly what we can talk about on retain right of residence. I have no books with me. I have nothing, but everything is in here. Let's talk about the retain right of residence. The case I took to court today, I took over that case last week. The case was from another lawyer. It has gone to about 4 or 5 lawyers at the same time. I think if I'm not lying or exaggerating, I think I'm about 5th or 6th lawyer to handle that matter. When it first came to my desk last week, I didn't realize that it was in Newport. I thought it was one of the cases that we take in what is it called? Cases, one of the cases that we go to do in London, in Arting Cross or Yaswood or Taylor House or Brooks Bay or whatever, Hammersworth. You know, that's what. You will call me, give me some minutes, you will call me. I thought that's one of the cases that we have. I didn't look at it at all. It was my secretary that said to me that after when I have done and dusted, the Lord is so beautiful. He just wants me to help that kid, help that person, because ordinarily it has touched his 5 hands. So ordinarily I would probably not want to touch it. I don't want it to stain me. But then God knows best, and God knows exactly why He wants me to touch the case without saying the location where the case is going to take place. So I did not notice it. I thought it's one of those coming up in London. So I took the case on. I looked at it. I advised client, and I took the case. The Holy Spirit said, took it on. So I take the case on straight away. But I was going to send an errand person. I was going to send an errand boy, probably one of the council in chamber, to go and represent me. So the guy is such a nice guy to me, because he proved himself diligent when he came to me. So something inside me said that you should take on that case yourself and represent him. Don't send anybody. So when I took the case on, I read through, and I realized that it was a retained right of residence. This is how it happens. A French national married to a Nigerian citizen, or a Nigerian citizen married to a French national, but the marriage was conducted by proxy in Nigeria under local government law. So by customary law, he was attested, he was signed, it was done, and whatever needs to be done has been done on it. So basically, they came back to England, and an application was sent into the Secretary of State. So application went in to the Secretary of State for a residence card to be granted. At first, they issued him certificate of application. So they issue him certificate of application, and then they start looking into the matter, which means that certificate of application, which means that everything that he has submitted is fine, and they gave him right to go and work. After a while, they pick on the document and said that the marriage certificate was not properly registered and was not conducted properly. That's what they said by the Nigerian authority. Now, the issue here is that, now, don't let me come to the issue. Let's continue with the fact first. So when they discovered that, they invited them for an interview. So they were both ready to go for an interview. Unfortunately, on their way down to the interview, she got pregnant. She's pregnant anyway. So she started having the morning sickness. So she was unable to go in she was unable to proceed with the interview, to the interview place. Interview, of course, will be location in either Leeds or Liverpool. You and I, if you live in the United Kingdom, you know they are distant from London. So it's another town entirely. It's like you leave Lagos, you are going to Port Harcourt, or going to Owerri. That's the way the journey is to me. Anyway, so basically, she was unable to continue with the journey. So the journey got scrapped in between. He proceeded and she returned back. On the medical report, they satisfied the interviewer medical document to show that she was pregnant. So they got the sick leave document to show that she was pregnant, and as a result, she would not be able to fit for the interview. So the interview conducted with the guy was acceptable. All the answers, all the questions asked were properly answered. So there was no problem at all. There was no question about the genuinity of the marriage, of the relationship. Where the question lies was whether the Nigerian government, which is not supposed to be, the question is wrong to ask. The UK government does not have authority over any other country regarding the validity of their marriage, as long as it is conducted by the supreme authority, by the authority of that country, of the authorizing body in that country. UK government cannot divide the English jurisdiction into two, one for the purpose of immigration and the other one for the purpose of domestic law. It cannot be done. Our English law should be one. So if we're going to accept certificate under English law, it should be one. Home Office should not separate it and say, this is the way they want their own, and this is the way court should have its own. No, it can't be done. So the marriage went on for years, but they continued. The appeal, application was refused and filed in for appeal. So they filed in for appeal, and each time they filed in each appeal, he got certificate of application for renewal. Now every time they renew, they gave him right to continue in employment, and she is also working and continuing in employment as well. So there was no problem. The issue here is the representative in charge of that file, I wouldn't say not competent, but was impatient to put things together properly. I would not say not competent, but I would say was so much impatient, having hands in every other business. So it's not focusing. This is why I said to you, this is the only job I do for a living. But when you do too many things as a lawyer, you get scrapped, you get messed up, you get misled, you lose line, you lose focus. Because a lawyer cannot be at the same time be an EFCC member in Nigeria when you're supposed to be practicing law in the United Kingdom, and you want to be EFCC member in Nigeria in the name of written money. How much money do you need in a day to spend, for God's sake? So it doesn't make sense. So the case was like ups and down. So they were on appeal. The appeal is supposed to have taken place before. They keep changing dates. In fact, I almost changed dates again. But when I realized that they have been changing dates, I said, no, Oma Kone Obodo Shoujo, I'm not going to change date on this case. I am going to take this case forward, and I'm going to see it to the end myself. So I took on the case and I started my skeleton argument immediately. I look at the bundle, I look at the paperwork. So I start collating bundle and start collating evidence together, asking him for this, asking him for that, asking him for this. The thing that they're supposed to have asked him to produce all this while were not there. So I had to start asking for documents from here and there from him to put this in, looking at the case law, looking at the current situation on the retain rights, looking at the present marriage, looking at the situation of qualifying person, and start looking at the current situation and the situation at the time they got married. So we managed to put the bundle together, if you know what I mean by bundle. So I served court and I served the government. I served myself and I served my client. So 4 of us were in a position of bundle. Client was shocked to have received bundle from me because it's a new thing to all of them. They never received bundle in the past. Leave that aside. So I laid out the statement for client, witness statement, what client is saying. Client sat down before me. So I took statement from him and I explained step by step. As client is telling me what happened when they met, how they got married, how they have been living together, the document they have together, the divorce when the marriage was no longer continue, when the lady said that she's working too much, he doesn't have time for her. So as a result of that, she initiated the divorce. So we look into all those documents, and the divorce document was issued this year, April 2017. So we put everything into place and make a statement and then send it to the government and to the other parastatals involved. So this morning, I traveled out of London yesterday. So I got to the Wales this last evening anyway. It's not as far as Scotland. Scotland and Edinburgh is that far. Wales is not that far from London. So I got to Wales about 5 o'clock or 5:30 to 6. I got into my suit. So I started preparing and looking at the documents again. So I asked him to provide me things that I know that we're supposed to have original of it. So they brought them to me this morning. So this morning, as we were in court, the court clerk came to me after when I've signed him and registered him as a lawyer representing. And the court clerk came to me that as the Home Office arrived, come to me. I said they haven't come. Home Office has not come. He said to me, whispering in my ears, and said, they're more likely to come out of your case. He said they are more likely to come out of my case. And I said, well, that's what they should have done anyway. Because if they don't do that, they're going to be messed up in court when we are in. They will be messed up if they don't withdraw that case. So I said to court clerk, and he smiled, and he said, and they went away. At 10 o'clock or 10:15, they called us saying that the madam is waiting for the sitting. So we arrived, and we passed through the normal procedure of greetings. And the madam introduced herself, and I introduced myself and the Home Office person. And the madam said that, am I aware of the latest information? I said, not at all, ma. So I pretend as if I've not been whispering into my ear, as if they have not whispered into my ear. So I said, no, ma. And then she said to me that your friend would advise you, are you withdrawing? And ask Home Office that, are you withdrawing your case? What is the current situation? And the Home Office person said that, yes, they want to withdraw the case based on the new evidence that they just received from the new bundle. That the old bundle did not advise them, which means the old lawyer did not advise them of the latest information, that I was the one that advised them the current situation, and as a result of that, they do not want to proceed on the new evidence that I have produced. So they want to withdraw. Withdrawing, they now said that withdrawing does not mean that they withdrawing the appeal. That I have the leave of court to withdraw the appeal because the case is mine. So I am the owner of the case. So I have the leave of court to withdraw the appeal. So I said to the judge that the fact that they have new evidence, I will expect them to have withdrawn for the past 3 days or 4 days that they have received the bundle, notwithstanding that they are withdrawing the case now. That's fine. I have to withdraw the appeal as well based on the new evidence, and I will allow them to prepare the to look into the document and grant status. In my heart, I am 159% confident that I don't have that case doesn't have problem, because the client and his ex-spouse, they work continuously to date of the divorce. Even to the present now, client is still working, and his wife worked till the date and worked till June that we have evidence of 2017, and the divorce took place in April 2017. So I don't have problem. The law says that they must live together, and they have lived together, and the marriage has lasted 3 years or more. That's what the law says. The marriage has lasted 4 years, so there is no problem at all, and they have lived together in the United Kingdom for over a year before the marriage, or even during the marriage. So they qualify. Not only that, the lady, she was a qualifying person because she has a permanent residence that she applied for, residence permit that she applied for in her own right, and she worked throughout the period of divorce. So she's a qualifying person. So there is no headache in that kind of situation. I cannot see any problem in that kind of scenario. Now, the reason why I televise that is for clients to know that if they have similar situation, don't expect me to deal with it the way this is done. You have to come to the office and come and take advice, because cases is based on individually. It's not a general one. What happens today is just for that person. It's not for everybody. So it's a case by case on individual matter. So we have to treat case according to the problem before us, not to generalize that this is the way it's going to be for everybody that's married to a European person. No. So if you marry by way of proxy and you have problem on it, bring it to my desk. Let's have a look. Let me advise you first, and then you will know what to do next. I'm not saying go and leave your lawyer. Common sense must prevail. Or whatever the Yoruba proverb says. I cannot say you should leave your lawyer, because your lawyer probably knows what you have done together in the beginning, and I don't like to get my hands stained, you know. But basically, the issue here is that I will look at it and I will advise you what to go and tell your lawyer. I am more than competent to advise you to advise your lawyer. I am more than competent because I've been in the system for many years. So I know the in and out of what it is. Besides, as you have heard from my client, this is the only thing I do for a living. I don't do karakata. I focus on my career as a lawyer, and that's what I like to do best. So let us look at it together, and then we take it on from there. Bring your case. If you're married to a European person and you're having problem, you're having turbulence, bring it to the desk. Call my office on 0208 309 8808. Take it to my desk, book appointment, and you see me back in the office on Monday, so I can look at it for you. You know, book appointment on that. So if you book appointment through that number that I just placed out there, we will look at it together, and then I will advise you way forward. Don't forget, I am not alone. I have those guys behind my back. So if it's too many, I just pass it on to them to advise on. You understand? One person cannot do it alone. But at the same time, I don't like my hands to get stained, because this is the only way of living for me. You know. So under the retained right of residence, you can have retained. What I notice most is that the case law is very quiet in that area of residence card, 5 years residence card. Case law is very quiet. The practitioners are very quiet in that area. Where the lousy noise is on permanent residence. Retained right of residence is so loud on permanent residence. What about the people under residence card that are married and haven't got their residence card before the death of their spouse, or before the dissolution of their marriage, or before the separation or the annulment of marriage? What is the situation for them under that emblem? The 2006 regulation particularly concentrated more on those that have been given 5 years before, asking them to show 5 years of continuous residence. But the system is so quiet to those who want to have that first 5 years residence card. So as a legal practitioner, I have picked on that mistake. I have looked at it. What the case law is saying in some areas on this is that there has to be an evidence of genuinity of marriage. Regardless of anything, it still have to show that it has lasted. That 3 years is something you have to provide. It's not something you can go away with. So, even despite the fact that it's so quiet, we can loud it in another area for people to make use of it. We're still in Europe, so don't forget, we haven't come out of Europe. So I will not expect anyone to think that we are out of Europe, so as a result of that, that will be the end of it. That's not the end of it. So if you have that problem and you are concerned, I think we should look at it together. And the only way to look at it together, you will come to the office. I'm not going to answer query, inbox me privately. So if you inbox me privately, I will not answer you. I will look at it, I will read it, but I will not reply to you. You will come to office, you will bring the document. Because a lot of people just send me things without giving me full evidence. I am a lawyer. I don't work on hearsay. I don't work on projection. I work on documents. When you want to complain about the government to me, you want me to assist you to look at it, you have to bring me evidence. When I look at the evidence before me and apply the precedent available at the time, I'll be able to advise you whether there is a need for you to proceed or not. Without that, I don't want you to waste my time and I don't want to waste your time, because time is money to me. So I want us to get that right. But I want to open lines now to take phone calls before I leave. I want to rest, but I want to take phone call on 07908. You can call now on 07908 628 240. Yeah. So you can call now on 07908 628 240. So if you want to hear my voice, you want to get some advice. Yeah. Hello. Ekason, Shalafia. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So ìyàwó ẹ̀ òun ti padà lọ sí ìlú wọn tó wọn ṣáàrà wọn ẹ wọn understand. So nísìnyí àwọn ọkọ tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ because wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe divorce. Ní kó wá gba advice kó tó lọ tó wá fẹ́ ṣe anything, tell the person to come for consultation. There's no need to explain things here for me. Okay. Ní kó book appointment kó wá for advice, then I'll be able to advise. Yeah. All right, mama. My phone number is kò sí problem. Yeah, bye. So about 07908 628 240. I just want to hear it from your mouth. But the most important thing is to book an appointment and come and see me in the office for advice. That's all I can tell you. Nothing else. You want to see me, you come for advice in the office. Who said that? I guess I'm late. You're not late. I discuss about the retained rights of residents and other prison marriage. If in a marriage in prison with Nigerian law, whether the UK government has the jurisdiction to discard Nigerian marriage conducted in marriage in absence here. What does the customary law says about the Nigerian code in Nigeria? Does the authority of the United Kingdom have power to discard every marriage done? What about the right of free movement of persons that is married to the Nigerian or the non-EU person? Would the person's right not going to be restricted? Would it not affect the whole exercise of treaty rights if the UK government is getting involved in marriage conducted in non-European country with the European person all the time? Is it the whole purpose of free movement of person, is it not going to be restricted? Is it not going to be affected? The question is there for us to look into. So that is why I'm trying to pieces it into a layman's English and talk to you exactly what I feel, you know. Hello. Ekason.
Yes, my Joma, mo fẹ́ béèrè question nípa retained right ni ma.
Please go ahead.
Okay, ma. Wọ́n refuse me, but mo apply for permanent residence.
Okay.
So wọ́n ní mi ò provide the information on EA partner mi till the last day of divorce.
Wọ́n ní provide information.
As in treaty right, to exercise treaty right.
Which is very important. Which is very important.
Then, what are the 5 months you miss? Which one they need? Documenting. So, new person, lawyer to lose, you was of me pay. Only allowed to provide documenting from the beginning. Taking from provide just the time frame to once upon miss. But me once up should need to pay see all over again. You pay actually confirm the missing documents. Don't be because that's just the thing.
Are you going for new application or you are just going for further information? You are
for appeal.
You are going for appeal.
Yes, ma'am.
You will be supplying all the documents on the appeal.
So,
you will be supplying all documents on the appeal.
Oh, okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay.
Not just the missing documents mentioned. You will want to convince the judge. Remember, the judge is an independent person who has nothing to do with the case from the beginning. And he or she will want to sit down and read the case beforehand. So that is where he or she will make up his or her mind whether the case should be allowed or not. So in that case, you have to provide all documents for that purpose of the judge sitting, not for the Home Office.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, bye.
Yes.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, I want to speak to lawyer Tokumbo.
Speaking.
Sorry?
Speaking.
Yes. Are you watching you on the live show now? Hello.
Yes, I am on.
Oh yes. Please, I just want to ask you a question about certificate of application when you want to, after you've done your biometric, if you're waiting, how long do you have to wait, please?
How do you mean wait?
Because I want to collect my indefinite.
Mm-hmm.
But there's been I've submitted every other document, everything. I've done my biometric, but now I'm waiting for the certificate of application, and I can't go to work because my employers have told me to stop working at the moment.
Have you been issued one before?
No. I've just finished my 5 years.
Okay.
Just giving me my 5 years. Now I've finished the 5 years. I've put in my
permanent residence.
Indefinite.
Okay.
And I've done everything required, but I'm still waiting for the certificate of application.
Okay.
Because I need that to give that to my employers.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know why I don't know. Normally I know it's supposed to be within 21 days, but I don't know. Maybe they've changed the procedure now.
Mm.
And I've sent email to the Home Office. I don't know. They
I think it's due to the delay, which I think is all over at the moment. So basically, it's every department that's been affected by the unnecessary delay of dispatching of documents. So another one would do to remind them gently. I just said gently,
Okay, gently. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't have to be giving them email every week.
No, not every week, because it's going to be pushing the trade back. If you're reminding them every week, it probably be the the reason why you are being affected. If you are reminding them all the time, so it will keep on pushing it backward. Yes, you cannot afford to be asking them every time. You will be pushing it backward because they use trail. So the system is different.
Okay. Please, my second question, I'm so sorry, I know I'm on the live show. My second question is regarding an application a friend of mine put in for her daughter for 10 years old. But she put it in when the girl was still about 8 years old. And now they refused her and then they're giving her a court date. But the court date they gave her is when just few days after the girl will be 10 years old.
Which is good.
Okay.
Which is good, which is juicy. That's easy.
Wow.
That's an easy case to do.
Okay, please, can I come and see you? Because I have the details here, but I just want to make a confirmation so that I can come and see you. Please.
Yeah, you can come to my office. Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right then. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
I'm really, really grateful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, bye. It's not a matter of knowing what you are doing, you know. It's not a difficult one. But then the situation here is that one needs to understand that law itself. So before you can give advice in that area, you know. I'll take your call. Give me a second. I don't want my client to be bored online because I'm here full time with them. Hello? Hello? Another call is coming on, so it doesn't allow me to put it on speaker. Oh dear. Okay, I'll put it on. Hello? Hey, Carol. You can still put it in, yes. It depends on individual circumstances, but yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Bye. The return right of residence is what we're talking about. It has not been, it's still on, but you have to know what to do. If you have case in your hand and it's been messed up, it really needs to be looked at carefully, because grant of status is not automatic, or a successful appeal is not automatic. To allow your appeal, we have to look at the document carefully and make sure that everything that the judge will want to see is in place on the day. Hello? Yeah, hi there. Hello? Yeah, hi there. Yeah, hi. I'm very well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead.
My sister, she's on a spouse visa. She has not had 2.5 years, but her husband is now his student. Hello, madam?
I can hear you. Don't worry. Go on. Go ahead.
Okay, her husband is now a student, and then she wants to apply again for the second 2.5 years. What would she do? How does she go about it, ma'am?
I didn't get that question at all. Your sister is on 2.5 years.
Yes, that has expired. Then she wants to apply for the second.
On what ground did she get the 2.5 years?
Spouse visa.
Oh, spouse visa.
Yes, ma'am.
And the husband is a citizen of the United Kingdom.
Yes, madam. He has indefinite.
He has indefinite, yeah.
Yes,
So he's a resident of the United Kingdom, not a citizen.
yes, ma'am. The resident.
Yeah, okay. And you're saying that the husband is working. He's a student, rather.
Working. Yes, he's working, and he just applied for it. He's now a full-time student also.
Okay, so what is your question about?
My question is, will it affect her application? What would she need to give to them? How would she put it together? Because I know that the threshold is the requirement.
If your friend wants to make a successful application, I have to be honest with you, tell her to come to the office for consultation.
Okay.
Because if I am giving information here, I'll be misleading her. or misleading some other people, that the case might not be the same. So situation like that, there is always a way to deal with it. She needs to come to the office for one-to-one consultation.
Okay, madam.
Okay, dear.
Okay, madam.
All right, dear.
Thank
Bye.
you so much.
That's
God
all
bless
right.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Hello. I'm a car. Shall I phone? Right. Then, yeah, provided to buy any proof of address for you. Show me long. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. You can do it. Yeah. But you need to come for consultation for documentation to produce. So don't say you're not The question she asks is that she has British passport. Because she's going to speak in Yoruba, that's why I take it off. Because people are not happy. Sometimes they want to hear it as well. So I want to interpret it myself. She has British passport. She has child for previous relationship. In a new relationship, she's got a new child for him. Can he make application to make him settle to stay in the UK with her? Yes, she can. But I told her to come for consultation so that she can have documentation to go with it. Hello? Hello? Yeah. Hey, Carol. You can go ahead, so I'll just put it back to the word in English. So that's why I put it off. I've taken it off the speaker. Okay. Okay. But trying to go home, I wonder if you trace anything. Come for consultation, then I'll be able to know whether there's no need for you to hide away from them. Okay. Okay, all right, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Okay, no worries. Yeah, bye, 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 bye. Hello? 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 Yeah. Good morning to you. Okay, I'll just send you the test now. Yeah. You just want the... Okay. Have you called the office? Why don't you call the office and they'll give you the appointment and the address there? Yes. No. 309-8808. Yeah? All right, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Bye. Yeah, bye. Hello? Hello?
Hello, madam. Good afternoon again.
Good afternoon.
I have another question. Sorry to bother you. My husband, he's about to apply for his British passport to do his nationality. And my daughter came into the country when she was 1 year old. If he does his apply for his British passport and and he gets it, can he apply for her British passport?
Say that again.
He's about to apply. He's got it indefinite. He's about to apply for his British passport.
Mm-hmm.
Once he does that, can he apply for my daughter's British passport?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, because she came to the country when she was 1.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Madam.
Okay.
God bless you. Bye.
Bye. Hello.
Hello, am I on to
You are.
Hello, ma.
Yeah. Good morning, madam.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, ma.
Okay, ma. I'm sorry. Am I on air?
You are on here. Do you want me to take you off speaker?
Just a minute, then I can.
So you want me to take you off from the speaker, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, let's see how we can get it on there. Okay, I've taken you off. Okay. What type of application do you have with the government at the moment? So I will not be able to say yes or no to the question you asked me if I don't have the detailed knowledge of what type of application you have submitted to the Secretary of State. I'm afraid so. I don't know what status you have before you submitted, so I will not. So students, you only carry on to do your student work. Do you understand? You only carry on to work the capacity that you have been given, whether 5 hours, 20 hours, or 10 hours a week. That's what you can do as a student until the next status is granted. That is provided that the visa has not expired at the time you submitted. That's fine. Okay, no problem. All right. Okay, no problem. Yeah. Bye. Bye. God. You see, when you're asking questions, you really have to have detailed information. I am a lawyer, so I will not be daft to answer questions that doesn't have background. I am not just an advisor, I am a lawyer. I was trained in the UK, so everything needs common sense. Question. You must have full history of what you want to tell me. If you don't have full history, I will not be able to give you the correct answer. Thank you, Gary. Welcome on board, Adewumi. Hello. Yeah, good morning to you. Okay.
I have the right to remain
Okay.
based on my children's grounds.
Okay.
But I have 2 other children in Nigeria now.
Okay.
I gave birth to earlier before I came here. So
Did you say you have leave to remain?
visiting visa for them, but they were refused. So would you advise that we do administrative review now, or what advice would you give us?
Bring the notice of the entry clearance decision. Bring the notice of the decision to me.
Okay.
So look at the phone number, book appointment, and bring notice to me. There's no way I can give advice on yes or no on that situation now.
Okay, no. All right, no.
That's just it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Listen, if you ask me a question about whether you should proceed on administrative review or appeal, I have to see the reason why you were refused in the first instance and decide whether you call for administrative review or whether you call for appeal. But there is no way I can say yes without seeing the documentation. It will affect my image. Hello?
Good morning, ma.
Good morning to you there. Without okay, let's cut this person off and let's take you off from speaker. And Bob, hold on. Hold on. That's not one tó ń pè wọlé yẹn bá ti ń pè wọlé gbogbo ẹ̀ máa ń pile up ni. You can carry on now. You are off speaker now. Okay. Okay. Want to hold the passport, Abby? They do, but it's only discretionary power they are using anyway. It's not that it's documented under law that the Home Office must hold passport down when people make application, but they are just using the discretionary power. You understand what I meant? It's a power that is confined to them under administrative law that they created themselves, but it's not under English legal system. The whole idea of returning passport is to use it as an easy access to remove immigrants from the United Kingdom. Currently, I cannot advise otherwise because once they have retained passport, then you just have to keep finger crossed. If decision has not been made on your document, then if you're lucky enough and it's successful, they will release your passport. But if not, they will keep the passport until next application is successful. Your application is, what type of application was it? Is your lawyer sure that is this sure that the decision has not been made? Go and see him. Let him tell you what is going on. They can do it. Home Office has power to do and undo. They think nobody can veto them, so they have power to do and undo. So, but they are just using the power conferred to them under Immigration Act. Anyway, it's a power under Immigration Act. Say that again. It's a general problem. I won't necessarily worry about that. I know you are worried, but I won't worry as a lawyer. As long as your lawyer is updating you from time to time, that's fine. They will answer you, madam. I have to move on now to the next caller, please. They will answer you, don't worry, okay? Yeah, bye. There's too many calls online waiting, so we can't afford to keep on talking as if we were chatting. Please, people try to understand. Others as well want to hear the voice and get the advice as well quickly as they can. So don't let us hold each other down for long. Did you see now? There's so many mixed calls already in between. Hello? Hello? Yeah.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning to you.
Please, ma'am, I just want to ask you a question, ma'am. I don't know, hello, ma'am.
Yeah, carry on.
Please, am I on air, please, ma'am?
You are on air.
Please, can you just take me, please, ma'am, for just for 1 minute, please?
Okay, let's see what we can do. Okay, it's gone off.
Okay, ma'am, please, ma'am.
No, it's not gone off. Wait. Okay, it's off now. Okay. Your wife has residence permit. Okay, 30 months. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that can be done if she comes to see me in the office. But I have to assess the documentation to know whether she has enough money or not. Because it's a matter, it's based on income and finance. So for us to be able to ask them to remove the no recourse to public funds, I would need to assess it myself before sending it to them. Because I know what they are looking for. So I would not want to waste my time to do the assessment if she's not going to qualify. I don't think that should be an idea, but what she needs to come with is to come for consultation first, and then I'll take it on from there. And when she's coming, she should come with her bank statement. Okay? No problem. Thank you. Bye. Yeah, bye. Hello? Let me see if I can. Okay, I'm coming. Don't worry. Hello? Yeah? Yeah. Okay, I think the crowd is speaker. Everybody don't want speaker this morning. Wow. Okay. 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 That's the right thing. Don't do divorce now. Emma Bashi. Because if I'm to ask she be a woman lady. To lójú. It's okay, don't worry about that. Just get what you want, Shema. I shall sort it out to turn on. Just sort it out to turn then. Me discussing it, I just write a book appointment. No problem. Amen. All right, bye. you use private number, I doubt it if I will pick it up. It's all about what can be done, to get yourself on board in terms of having status in the UK. Hello? Yeah. Yeah, good afternoon. I'm coming. I just want to. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So I just want to ask, in the letter they sent to me, they asked the Home Office to send in their reason for not giving me my leave to remain before November. So I want to find out if I need to put in my bundle before that November the court gave the.
If you look at the notice of hearing, the November is talking to Home Office, not to you.
Yes.
Yours will be whenever it's available. That is your one. Whenever it is available, that's your one.
Okay.
The Home Office one is to make it available by that date.
Okay. So I need to get their own response before I make my own bundle.
That is correct.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
No problem. Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Hello from Connecticut. Hello. Okay, hello. Ẹ káàárọ̀ o. I can hear you. Book appointment and see me in the office, and then we'll look at your situation from there on.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you book appointment?
Phone 0208
Okay.
309
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Is it okay, ma'am?
0208
Is it 208
309
309
8808. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Call up, is it?
Yeah.
Nice, ma'am.
Thank you, dear. Bye. Bye. Don't forget that I can't see all the comments here. So if you're asking, my friends online will be giving you my details, the address and the phone number. Some people know me very well, more than I know myself. They know my office very well. So they will be assisting me to respond back if I can't respond back straight away. But I like your comment. Morgan Tayo Magbagbiola. I like your comment, so I pin it there for people to see. Let's share it together so that it makes sense to others as well. Let's share information. Hello. Hello. Carol Shalafian. Good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm on the line. I'm the one speaking.
Yeah, please. I just want to ask a question. Can you please take me off the line, please?
Okay. This is giving some people a headache there that every one of you is taking off the line. You don't want them people to share the information.
Yes,
Okay, I have taken you off. All right. You're welcome. There's nothing. Just tell your lawyer to ask for an update from the Home Office and tell them that it's over a year so that they can update. Basically, they are not responding anyway. They will wait and then answer you back when they are ready, because they have taken more than what they can chew. So the delay is quite heavy there, but it's going to be okay. But make sure your lawyer is updating you from time to time. That's all I will say. Yeah. Okay, bye. Yeah, bye. Yeah, bye. Morgan Tayo Magbagbiola. Morgan Tayo Magbagbiola. I pinned down your comments because I read so many of it today. So that's why I pinned it down. Morgan Tayo Magbagbiola. Hello. Hello.
Hello, ma.
Yes.
Hello, ma.
Yes.
Hello, ma.
Yeah, hello. Good afternoon. Go ahead.
Okay, ma. You want some of the offline, ma.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just want to offline, ma. Just quick 1 minute because I really got to know my job, my
Go ahead. I'm here to answer you. You don't want to be on speaker. You don't want to be on speaker either. Wow. Okay. Oh, all right. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. I've taken you off speaker. Okay. Show me ìwé. Show me ìwé. Me, boy, I can't hear you. What's it on? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I said that is fine. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, bye. Everybody don't want to share their information this morning, maybe because of the sensitivity attached to individual matters. I don't know. But regardless of, it's only I will only do what is within the law. You know, I can't do anything outside law. So regardless of how people keep information away from the public, from people that want to share, listen at the same time, it doesn't matter to me. You know, it doesn't matter to me. Hello? Afternoon there. Yeah, hi. Okay. You need to go to the office and book appointments, and then they will give you consultation time for you to see me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, bye. Wo Yinek, we don't know who you are referring to there, but I don't want to upset my client, so I might need to remove your comments because everybody have their own reason why they don't want to speak on speaker. So please. Okay, I understand what you are saying. Okay. Whoa, okay. I just don't want us to upset each other. Please, let us try to understand them. Hello? Yeah, hi. Good afternoon. Thank you. Okay. Okay.
I don't mind to be on speaker anyway.
Okay.
My friend child, and he came here 2011.
Okay.
He overstayed his visa and came here. Now he already has a child. It is possible for him to get
Is the baby mother a British citizen?
Yes.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. Like how long is it going to take them to release the paper?
Is it what?
How long is it going to take Home Office to release his paper if he goes in application?
I won't be able to project on that because of the volume of work, going in now.
Okay.
I won't be able to project.
Where is the office, man?
I'm in Woolwich. I'm in Woolwich, Call office on 0208
Okay.
309
Okay.
8808 8808.
Okay.
They will give you the address to locate me.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, dear. Thanks a lot. Bye. The people out there are not happy that you are telling us to take you off from speaker when you want to share information. People are not happy. So please, sensitive matter, don't discuss it at all. Bring it to the office for consultation. Calling in here, you have to share. We are here to share. So please, if you are calling in here, you need to share your information with them. Okay, please. Don't let us be selfish, Hello? Yeah. That has what? Yeah, of course. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, bye. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. We just wanted to ask a quick question, ma'am. We saw a news on you see, there is this site, it's called UK News or something. So we heard that if you have been here for 14 years, as an illegal immigrant, that you can nationalize. Is it true or not?
That's 419. That is 419.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, where do you get that from? The 14 years has been cancelled.
Let me just give you the name of the site, ma'am.
Okay.
It's called ukmalayi.com.
Please don't give it out on my line so that my clients will not fall foul. Please.
Okay, ma'am.
Please don't give it out on my line. Thank you.
Okay, so how many years can someone take, like if you are an illegal immigrant?
You have to be 20 years now. If you don't have husband, you don't have wife. You'll be here 20 years and get the 30 months only.
20 years.
20 years.
All right, ma'am. Thank you. God bless you, ma'am.
Cheers. Thank you so much.
Anyway.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, man. I don't want my client to fall foul. I don't want my clients, my fans that are on my line to be in that kind of shoes of anyone for them to take money from them and they fall foul. No. You see, Adumbari Matoshilawa, you cannot be working with me like this all the time and you fall foul again. Possible. You see, when you are moving with some people in life, there has to be changes in your life. People have to see that change in the way you behave, the way you talk, the way you deal with them, others, the way you handle situation. It means that you have moved ladder. Your steps have been upgraded. You are not in their class anymore. So all of you that are on this wall all the time, that have my notification, that always come online to me to listen to me, believe me, you cannot fall foul. There is nothing called any other thing except what you are hearing here. Please don't let anybody deceive you. Nobody is granting 14 years indefinite leave to remain. It's fake, it's 419, it's fraud. So the website that the woman is quoting, I told her not to quote it out, to keep it, because it's 419, it's fraud, it's not real. And if you fall foul, bless you. I will not share it with you. But what I'm sharing now is the authentic information that I know that is in the public domain from the government, happening every day. That's what I share here. I will not come out and share what is not authentic. Rárá o, kò jọ. Orúkọ rere sàn ju wúrà àti fàdákà lọ. So I am not going to be part of those deals. Let's see if you can hear music, Jerry, before we get stuck with Hello? Yeah. Morning to you. Thank you. It is well with you, ma. Outside immigration rules.
That EU. I was given last 4 years that it is woman rights, which I put in again. So it's like woman rights. I'm 10 years in this country as a student. But my students have expired. I studied for 5 years, which I get married and there's a problem, domestic violence. But my daughter is 7 years. I don't want to put in that 7 years. I want her to be 10 years. So I'm doing my own separately. So outside immigration rule. So I was sent. Then my own and my second daughter, she's 5 years. I put that one, but I don't want to do the other one. My fourth daughter, I put that one out. I want her to be 10 years old. So I was saying that they would get back to me, but I don't know, maybe it will take long or something like that. I don't know.
I barely can put the information together the way it's been explained. I barely can't put it together. It's a bit difficult for me. Let me ask you a question. You submitted application to the Secretary of State.
You said?
Have you submitted to the Secretary of State?
Yes.
Right, okay.
That's September. So I was sent a letter for the, the
Biometric.
receiving, receiving that. Thank you for the application. Me and my second daughter.
Let's focus on what we are talking about. You have submitted an application. On what basis was it submitted?
Woman rights.
Human rights.
Yeah.
So when you say human rights, what I've said it before on my program, and I've said it so many times. Human rights alone cannot go through. So which part of the law are you relying on to use it with human rights? And which part of the human rights are you saying? Article 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Which one?
No, I think the human rights is maybe under family life, you understand?
Madam, let me make life easier for both of us.
Under family life. Then I will call you later. I'll come and see you for the other, my last baby. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, bye. Right, okay. I want to leave chat now for some time. If I have the capacity, I will return back. If not, I will see you next time when I'm available again. You know. Let's see which one will fit us in here with the music we have. I will leave chat soon now. Kido Koko, Shokin your Belgi. Amen. Thank Mike. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Ogenekome Akpo Ile. Thank you, brothers and sisters in there. Thank you. Thank you so much for commenting. Thank you, Mr. Akim Adewale Adekoya. Bless you. Thank you. Alhaji Rasak Sani. Thank you. Best. You are a very long person that have been coming together for a long time. I can vividly remember that name. Bímpé Adébùlú. Yes, so àwọn èèyàn mi nìyẹn. Thank you. Mojisola Alakami. Yes, ma. Thank you. Morenike Adekera Eni. Tell them not to call me while you are online. If people don't want to be heard online, please tell them not to call me while you are online. Thank you. Thank you. Woyenik. Yes, you are right. Thanks, ma. Morgan. Good, ma. Thanks. Again, a comment. Thank you, dear. Thank you, all of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, all of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, all of you. Can you tell them if they don't want to be on speaker? Don't bother to call. Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I just want to appreciate people online. I just want to let you know that you are all appreciated. You are recognized, so you are not ignored at all. You are fantastic. Because without your comments here, it makes it difficult for speaker to speak, you know. No matter what, you can talk as a talk show person. When you don't have these people around you, these fans are important. So as a talk show person, you should try to respect your fans and don't ignore them. You know, your fans must be important to you at all times. And I appreciate you all here on my world. I recognize you. You're fantastic and I love you dearly. Like I said last time, I'm going to create an arena whereby we are going to have a gathering together. All fans for Tokunbo Olagbaye alone. All for Tokunbo Olagbaye, because I love you dearly from the bottom of my heart. It is not just because of mouth. I don't talk from what I cannot do. I talk from my heart. Anytime I speak through heart. And it's genuine, it's true. I love you guys because you're here all the time. Makes me know that what I am doing to the society is important. I don't make noise. Too much noise is not my job. But I like to give out information because that is what makes me pleased with my job as a solicitor, as a lawyer. You know, I'm not just an immigration advisor. I'm a qualified solicitor of the Supreme Court of England and Wales. And that gives me the opportunity to put my head up in the society at any time. I've been around for some time and I'm not ready to damage my reputation. So I will speak from the government point of view and advise my client from the client's point of view to know exactly what to do. But I will not encourage you to step on the toes of the government because it can cost you. It will cost you a lot if you step on the authority. And somebody who's older than you can mess up with you, can mess you up. That's just what I want to say. Somebody who's older can make you lost, can get you lost. So you have to respect your authority at all times. The whole idea is to educate people, for them to know what the law is saying all the time, to put you at the breast of it, on top of the law. That's all I'm doing. I'm not trying to tell you to do the wrong thing. I'm trying to tell you to look at the loophole. The government put loophole there. When you saw the loophole, use it, but use it within the law so that you don't become a law evader. You know, you don't become law evader because if you evade, you can be punished for it. You know, so you need to look at it carefully and know how to use your system and how to make use of it. It's all loophole. You look at the loophole and you make use of it. You capitalize on loophole. When government leave a loophole, they know that they'll be there with it. So you make use of the loophole. That's all. You know. So I want to thank you all for coming on. I want to recognize you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love you guys. And have a blessed weekend. Happy weekend. Today is Friday. Happy weekend. I'll be in London back tomorrow. But I need to rest. I cannot jump on train again today. No way. I need to rest. Thank you so much for your love button. That keeps me going. Thank you so much. I'm not taking calls anymore. Send your message, phone my office, book appointment. You know. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. You're all recognized. Excellent. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.